Have you read the Scarlet Letter?
Back in high school.
What were your views on adultery?
Well, that it's not right.
Do you think the views have changed from the 1600s till now?
Oh yeah.
How?
Well, I don't think that the stigma or the taboo is around as it used to be because it seems to be more accepted.
In the book, Hester Prynne was punished by public humiliation. Do you feel like that was acceptable?
No.
Do you feel like it should be worse or better?
Well, I don't think that that should have happened to her.
What would you have thought was a reasonable punishment?
Well, it's her life. She has to deal with the consequences. I don't think society should be blaming her or imposing their values.
So you think that it should have been her own inward guilt that was
Her inward guilt of having to deal with the situation on her own, I think would have been sufficient enough.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
What are your views on adultery?
I don't.
Do you think that the views of adultery have changed from the 1600s till now? How?
I think we're much more open about it than they were in the past. In the past, you get killed for it. Now it's just kind of...
In the book The Scarlet Letter, her punishment for adultery was having to wear a scarlet letter, which is punishment, public humiliation. Do you think that was reasonable, or do you think it should have been worse?
Yeah, I think it should.
I mean, it was tolerable time for public humiliation. Do you think death is too harsh?
I think
Death's too harsh. Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Have you ever read The Scarlet Letter?
I am well aware of the storyline, yes.
Do you think that the views of adultery had changed from the 1600s till now?
People are more open, actually more comfortable with it. They're less shunning of it, whether it's a norm that should be, no, it's nothing that should be promoted, but people are human. And I think if people are honest and don't try to cover it up and just come clean, that the world is willing to forgive them regardless to the sin, be it a moral one, an ethical one, versus a physical one like robbery, theft, and murder. So people tend to get over that, unfortunately, theft of the heart.
Yeah. What do you think would be a reasonable punishment for that? In the book, Hester was punished by public humiliation. Do you feel like that was...
Humiliation.
Love humiliation.
Absolutely. 100%. I think that's the best way to solve it.
What about inward guilt?
Huh?
What about inward guilt? Inward guilt. Like,
Inward?
yourself a lot.
Well, you can't make somebody guilty. You can, but you can certainly embarrass them. Have them wear a big sign, go down Main Street. I was an adulterer. Yeah, I'm a big fan of that. People hate to be made to be embarrassed. People would rather go out of the way to not be embarrassed and pay a fine. Money's nothing. You can always make more, but you can't make a reputation back quickly. And if you have to go out and publicly be humiliated, oh yeah, big fan.
Thank you. That was very good.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. So have you read The Scarlet Letter?
Yes, many years ago.
Oh, what are your views on adultery?
Probably shouldn't do it.
Probably shouldn't do it, okay. Do you think the views of adultery from the 1600s to modern day have changed as far as how modern society looks at it?
Yes.
How?
It's more acceptable today.
It's more acceptable, people, does it actually benefit some people, like celebrities?
No. No, they really shouldn't do it.
Oh,
because then everybody finds out about it.
Oh, yes. Do you think that was an acceptable punishment, that she had to wear a scarlet letter as public humiliation, or should there have been something worse, or a lesser punishment?
Well, I don't think it happened very often back then, so yes, I think that was acceptable.
Okay.
They could have, in another country, they would have, killed her.
Yeah, very
so
possible.
no, it wasn't too bad.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you.
I can leave now?
You can.
Yes, goodbye.
Thanks.
All right, so have you read The Scarlet Letter?
No, I didn't.
All right, well, it's a book about this girl named Hester Prynne. It's way back in the 1600s. And she had performed adultery, so she has to wear a scarlet letter as a form of public humiliation. So what are your views on adultery?
As a Christian, God,
Yeah, so.
it's something that's against our principles.
Yeah. Do you think the views from way back in the 1600s to now of adultery have changed, in modern society?
Oh, definitely it's become more acceptable.
More acceptable, yeah.
And even sometimes there's people that, scientists or sociologists that say that it's really nature of a human to do, to be with multiple people, because that's how it was actually back in the Bible. But so people, make excuses and stuff, but society is so loose probably, I don't know if it happens anymore, but it's less criticized.
And you think that punishment, that wearing a scarlet letter as a form of public humiliation, you think that was like a good punishment, or should it have been worse, less?
It was probably radical because a lot of times historically people have condemned other people, but it's in a form of hypocrisy where it's like sinning in right. So one person says, I don't like your sin, but yet maybe I'm sinning someone else. So they're punishing somebody for a sin when they aren't sinless themselves. So.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you, Mom. Bye.
You're not supposed to stay down.
Sir, 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 sir. Can we have a moment of your time?
That's okay. Those crazy questions.
I'm not getting interviewed for you. Can you interview your mom? Yeah, you can interview. Can you interview for our school project? Adultery.